Just a minute. Welcome everyone to our amazing fun workshop. You guys are gonna have a lot of fun here with us tonight. We got some super awesome stuff planned for you. We're gonna give you some massive value. There's gonna be some serious real talk happening. You guys are about to have your lives changed. If you guys are here with us tonight, you guys are here to learn how to build an online business. But not only that, we are gonna tell you exactly why you are not living the life that you're living, or the life that you want to be living. Exactly why you are not living the life of your dreams. We are going to break it down for you. You're going to hear from a multiple seven-figure online earner. Every single one of us on this panel is making our living online. We don't work regular jobs. We've left our jobs behind to be able to work online full-time and to be able to help everybody else do the exact same thing, because everybody deserves a life of freedom. Like right now, I'm sitting here having dinner with my little munchkin, and she all of a sudden quieted down as soon as we started, thank goodness, because she was going off a minute ago. So everybody, look, there's people from US, from Australia, from Canada. Awesome, you guys. So why is everyone here tonight? Besides the fact that you want to build an online business, but why do you want to build an online business? Type it in the chat and let us know some of your reasons. I wish I could be home with my son. You can be home with your son, Dean. We're going to show you exactly how. Christopher, your messages are going through. So you guys let us know in the chat, why do you want to build an online business? Why are you here tonight? Stability, to stay home. Want to say hi?
Should we put up a little motivational thing while everyone's giving us their why? This is important.
For sure.
What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen. This is something that kind of pumps me up. This kind of is my why. This is like the awakening for you people. And then we're going to break right into everything. So hold on here. Here we go. I'm going to share my screen. And then once you put your why in there, why are you here? Why do you want to build an online business? We're going to do this quick little video. And then boom, we are going to start this show. All right.
Call. This is the moment. This is your wake-up call. This is the moment. This is the moment you decide to make a change. The moment you decide that this is a choice that will change your life forever. You get to finally step up in this moment. How many years have you been going about doing the same things, thinking the same things, saying the same things, being the same way to all the people in your life, and never fully going after the dream that is burning inside of your belly? How many years have you been making excuses for why you have not stepped up yet? How many people try to inspire you to step up, and yet you tell them excuse after excuse of why you're too old, why you're too young, why you're not educated enough, why you're not smart enough, why you're not good looking enough, why you don't have the experience? How many excuses have you made in your life that have held you from fully going after your purpose, your mission, your dream, the thing that brings the fire out of you and inspires those around you? How long and how much longer are you going to hold yourself back? Play small, play it safe, stay comfortable, not hurt anyone's feelings. How much longer are you going to play a safe life and never, ever do anything that leaves a mark on this planet? This is your wake-up call. This is the moment you decide. You have a choice. Every single breath, every single time your heart beats, you get to make a choice. Am I going to move towards my dreams, or am I going to waste another breath, waste another heartbeat, and allow my fears, my insecurities, my stupid stories that I have going in my head over and over, that I'm not worthy enough, that I'm not good enough, that I'm not smart enough, that I'm not ready enough, that I don't have enough experience, hold you back from fully opening your heart, expressing yourself, and living like a man or woman on a mission to change whatever it is you want to change and live however you want to live. This is your wake-up call, and you have a huge decision right now. I am calling you forth. I am calling you forth to get out of your comfort zone.
That gives me goosebumps every friggin'
I was
time.
gonna say the same thing. I get goosebumps every time I listen to that. I love that video so much.
So guys, the reason we ask, what is your why are you here to do this today? How many people were inspired by that? I mean, I don't know how you couldn't be inspired just listening to that and seeing it. I get goosebumps every time I see it. So I would like to, I'd like to let everyone know who I am and what my mission is. My name's Jeff Hughes. I'm 40 years old. I have a family. I have 5 kids. I got a fiance, and I've been in the online business for the last 5.5 years, of which 4 of those past years have been in the affiliate email marketing space, where I was able to go from being a broke, bankrupt 9th grade education guy to somebody who was able to create a life of freedom for himself. I'm not going to showboat about the cars, the lifestyles. I'm not going to spike your serotonin and dopamine levels so that I can get you all stoked up to try and sell you something. That's not what this is about. What I'm here to do, and what my mission and my why, and even more so, I just went and spent I spent 52.5 hours, really trying to figure out more tools to be able to help more people. And what I found is my biggest thing that I want to be able to do is I want to be able to affect as many people as possible in a positive way so that they can change their life. What does that mean? And when I say really change their life, I mean really change their lives, right? It meant so much this weekend, just figuring out even more so why I do what I do. And my goal with that will fulfill me emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And I don't need to do this for a living. I don't need to teach average everyday people how to build an online business, but I want to and I choose to, because it makes me feel good. Whenever I have somebody that comes up to me and says, Jeff, I was X in such, crappy lifestyle. I had this going on, or, I had a great lifestyle, but I didn't have any time. And as soon as they tell me that they're so grateful for what I've been able to do, it just like that video we just watched, it literally raises the hair on my skin, raises it. Why? It's proven. It's scientifically proven. The only thing that's 100% fulfilling in life, it's not about the toys, it's not about the money, it's not about the houses, it's about helping other people. And when you help other people, it fulfills you. So we have a mission here. Anybody who works with us, anybody that's building an online business, our mission is to give more value than we take. Why? Because if you take more than you give, you accomplish nothing. You actually hurt people. Then you're a taker. So this is about building an online business. Yes, you can learn how to build an online business, and we're going to give you all the tools, but it's so much more than that. Why? Well, we're going to get into that. So the first poll that we're going to take up, so I slightly, and when I mean slightly, sometimes more than not, I use profanity. So in myself, what is profanity? Profanity to me is coming from a place of passion. It's not meant to be ignorant. It's not derogatory or mean towards anybody. It's not racist. None of that stuff. It's just part of an expression. I grew up in that. It's just part of my vocabulary. So the first thing that we like to do is put up a poll. How many people would be offended and wouldn't make a decision based on something that could change their life, or wouldn't listen to the whole workshop if I happen to use a swear word? So can you put that up, please? What's the video you spoke of? Not sure if you were here, Mike, but at the beginning there was a video that I played. It's by Fearless Motivation, Lewis Howe. So if you missed it, there'll be a replay that'll be sent out afterwards that will have that exact same thing, right? So how's that poll looking? We're not going to spend a whole lot of time waiting for people.
It's 93% no right now.
93% no.
94% no.
Okay, so 94% of the people in here would not be offended if I didn't swear. Okay. So passion is important to me. One thing I notice that if I'm monotone and I'm not who I am, the less exciting this is. I can tell you that right now. So there will be some profanity thrown in here, and it's not meant to be mean to you. If you happen to have kids watching this right now, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. So the next question, number 2, and this is probably the single most important question. How many people here want to just hear about funnels, hear about how to get traffic, hear to learn about how to get conversions, how to learn about all just specifically just about an online business, which, by the way, everyone out there has workshops about how to build an online business and so on and so on. Or would you rather listen to how to build an online business, all the tools, everything else, but actually how I was able to achieve 7 figures and what it actually took to be successful, because there's actually a formula behind it, 100%. I spent over $500,000 between my own online education and my own development. This weekend alone cost me $5,000 US. And what I do is I take that back and I give it to you guys. I tell you exactly what I've learned, and all the funnels in the world, all the conversions in the world, all the secret sauce I can give you in the world, it will never make you successful. I can promise you that. You can ask everyone that's ever come in and worked with me side by side that never gives you success. If your drive is money, you will never be successful. And I'll tell you why. Because money comes to people who do other things, who give to people, who help people. Want to know why? Imagine Oprah Winfrey. What happens when Oprah Winfrey? So Oprah Winfrey, to a lot of people in very large places all throughout the world, is an inspiration. She changes people's lives. She helps people, all that stuff. So because the value perceived from Oprah Winfrey is the fact that she gives more than she takes, it's very simple. She can literally pick up a book and go, hey, this is a really good book. And it automatically becomes the #1 selling book in the world instantly. That's the power. So as long as you're giving more value than you're taking, then guess what ends up happening? You end up spiritually, emotionally, and financially free forever. Why? Because people trust you. You don't have to worry about scams. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. You understand that when someone talks to you and that they're talking from a place of caring, right? So, what's the poll look like?
It's 97% B, so both.
All right, so perfect. So now we're going to get into the deep talk. By the way, guys, this workshop can go anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes long. I just want to let everyone know. If you want to get 100% of the pure value out of this, stay here all the way to the end, because there's a lot of nuggets that come in here, and especially with the online stuff, and there's a lot of nuggets that are just about to happen here right now. So how many people in this room right now are living the life that they want? If you could type it in the chat roll, I want to hear it. Who are the other 3 people? Up to the top right, and I don't know how it's configured on people's phones and stuff. That would be Shailene. Bottom left would be Caitlin, and bottom right would be Thomas. We could have many, many more. All of them came on the same journey. Actually, Caitlin is more of my business partner. We'll talk more about that. But at one point, Caitlin, about 2 years ago, was pretty much living in my basement with almost bankrupt. And now she's able to take care of her kids and live the life. Shailene went through the same thing. And she's able to support her family, including her husband that's been in and out of the oil and gas industry. They never have to worry about whether or not he has to work or not, because she's able to support his family. And Thomas Warden, I don't know how many years, probably like 25 years in the construction industry and military, was able to fire his boss in the midst of, 11 months or 6 months. Was able to fire his boss in 6 months, pardon me. So that's just a little bit of who they are. So I get it. Everyone's struggling. So we have some answers. So we have everybody there. So what if I told you that tonight I could give you a tool that will unlock no matter what your situation is? I'm going to tell you that right now. You are all living in a place of limiting beliefs. First off, very limiting beliefs, and even more so from this weekend. My gosh, I wish you were there, Caitlin. You would have been mind blown. So here's reality. There we are. Where we go. Let me hear. Let me see I have 4 kids. I'm struggling to just make it. You definitely have my attention. Perfect. So for me, it wasn't until 5.5 years ago, sorry, that I decided to make a decision and take a risk. I had continued to live in my current circumstances of job after job after job because I had a family of 5, and maybe some of you guys can relate, the thought of actually taking a risk and what I perceived at that time was putting my family in a dilemma because I couldn't, maybe I couldn't pay the bills, maybe I couldn't put my kids in soccer, whatever it is, outweighed the possibility of going out and doing something different, right? I was afraid to make a decision to try something different. But the problem was I was unhappy. I was literally unhappy with my life. I was unhappy that I didn't get to spend time with my kids. I was literally the worst employee in the world. These people would tell you that if they ever actually wanted to hire me, they would probably fire me instantly because I just don't take direction from other people very well. Having said that, I started to learn that I needed to start taking advice from people who had the results that I was looking for. So there was a guy, his name was Jeremy. He was a young kid that was working at Freedom 55, and this was many years before, and I watched him go from nothing to something online, driving Lamborghinis, doing all that stuff. And I mean, none of that stuff, at the time, it meant something to me, and I began being extremely jealous. I was really upset about it, actually. But here was my insanity. I wasn't willing to actually take a risk. I created this story in my head that he was scamming and ripping off people. Well, it wasn't until like 4 years later, I decided I was literally at my wit's end. I was traveling. I was making, in the world that we live in right now, $150,000 is a lot of money for people. But how much is your time really worth to you, right? You literally have one shot at this, one shot on this fucking planet. And I realized that I was trading time for money. And my time was worth way more than $150,000. To be able to spend that time with my kids, and these people will attest to it. I mean, how much is it worth to you guys to be able to see your kids and do the things that you want in your life, right? It's everything, right? So I decided to take the advice from them, and I went all in. And all in, these people will attest to it. When I go all in, it's everything. That's what I do. I put my all into it. I put all my passion into it, and everything in my life changed. And this isn't the bragger to tell you about all the things that I have, but I was able to actually surpass my mentor. I made $1.4 million my very first year in an online business. And it wasn't because I went to school. It wasn't because I had all these skills that nobody else had. It's because I was just desperate for a change. And that was my journey, and that was the beginning of where I was. And then, like I said, about 1.5 years ago, myself and Caitlin, who was living in my basement, decided that it was more fulfilling to change other people's lives than just ours. And we get to live a good lifestyle with that, right? Because when people know you, like you, and trust you, guess what? They spend money with you. They do things with you because you're giving more value than you take, right? Changing people's lives. So how many people in here right now, I seen that there was a lot of people in here that said that they're currently not living the life that they wanted to. They're struggling financially. And here's a little piece of sauce for you guys. If you can't make money without money, you can't make money with money. And you're going to be like, well, I don't think so. What about those people that get the money and then they can do this, that, and the other thing? And what about this, that, and the other thing? And I'm going to tell you, if you can't make money without money, you can't make money with money. Why do I know this? Well, here's a true statistic, guys. Most people that win the lottery end up bankrupt or broke within 5 years. But they were given all the money. They have all the money. They should be living the life of luxury. They're not. You want to know why? Because they didn't have the piece that was missing, the piece that took me many years to build, the piece that we're passing on to everyone else to change. Right? So here's reality. If you're in here right now and you're not currently living the life that you want, how many people in here would like to be able to I don't know, do whatever they want on their own time, spend more time with their family, be able to travel. How many people watch, these shows and these TV shows and see these people living these lives of luxury? Richard Branson's, the traveling, the beach and stuff like that. How many people see that and go, you know what? I fucking want that. And you get all these tinglies, right? How many people have seen those opportunities out there that they talk to, and they get you all excited, and you're like, oh my God, I want that, I want that, I want that. I really want that lifestyle, right? How many people do that? Yeah, everybody wants that. So I'm about to tell you guys why 97% of the population is actually clinically fucking insane. And when I say clinically insane, I mean clinically. You can look up the definition. You can look up everything. Clinically insane. Why? I'll tell you why. Only the 3% of the world isn't. 97% are. So all of you guys live in this circle, right? It's the circle that you live in right now. It's whatever circumstances have been dealt to you. Whether you're broke right now, whether you're struggling to pay bills, whether you don't like your life with your husband, whether you had this shit that happened in your past, whatever it is, and you have this circle and you live in this circle. This is your current circumstances, right? But then we have this place over here, and this is the place of the wants, where we want to be. We want this, right? So we claim that we don't get to spend time with our family. Well, that's wrong. You can spend as much time as you want with your family. What you don't like is the thought of the repercussions that you wouldn't be able to actually have money to do it, right? Because you could spend as much time as you want with them. That's not the issue, right? Then we talk about, well, money's the issue. Well, actually, money isn't the issue. If you really wanted to, you could go sit on a beach and be a hippie and live off the land and spend as much time as you want with your kids, right? We could all do that. Reality is, we want to be able to have money, to spend more time with our family, to do the things we want in life, stress-free. That's really what we want. But here's where I'm going to show you guys why you guys are fucking insane, right? So first off, Caitlin, what's the definition of insanity?
This is related.
Doing something over and over again and expecting a different result.
It's funny. Okay, so we all want to live this great lifestyle. We see the stuff on TV and the Lamborghinis and the houses and all this crazy shit and the freedom and the beaches. And we see all that stuff. And we're like, I really want it. I really want it. And our dopamine and our serotonin all goes off. And we're like, fucking awesome. Let's go get it. Yeah. And then we go, okay, here's my circle. And I'm going to go to work tomorrow. And I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did yesterday. But I really want all this stuff, right? Give it to me. The clinical definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. You can't live in your current circumstances that you live right now and expect to get the result over here. This is what we call the comfort zone. This is called, I'm going to live like a fucking rock star. And rock star doesn't just mean money, guys. What I consider rock star is whatever you want to create, right? So 97% of the population is literally insane. You all want this world over here, but you're not willing to do anything outside of what you already have. It's called limiting beliefs. And I'm going to get into actual fine details, what those limiting beliefs are and why you have them. No, this will not be short and sweet. Sorry. It's not short and simple because you know what? What I have to teach is not short and simple. Guys, is what I teach short and simple? Did you guys know half the stuff that I talk about now before we started on this journey together? No, certainly not. So here's reality. How many people in this room know what the functions of the brain are? Type it in the chat wall. How many people in this room right now know what the functions of the brain are? All you fucking insane people. By the way, you guys are all insane. I used to be insane too. Type them in there. I want to see as much. I need you guys to be involved as much as possible. Wilfred's been here before. Oh, so is Sean. You guys are trying to be smarty pants. I've already been to this webinar, so I'm going to type in the answers so that I feel like I'm smart. But it's good that you guys have been here, because the more and more you're here, the more and more you're going to learn about the stuff. To control your testosterone, I can tell you it's definitely not there to create your testosterone. Otherwise, we'd be walking around like literally. Oh my God, I wouldn't even want to imagine. All right. So your brain has two functions. And I'll tell you the reason I talk about this, right? It's super important. People go to therapists, people go to counselors, people talk to other people and get advice from them, blah, 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 blah. But it's like a mechanic. If a mechanic doesn't know how an engine works and you take it to them and then you ask them to fix it, do you think he's going to be able to fix it? Of course he's not. So if we don't know what our brain's actual main functions are, you have no way of controlling it. You can positive fucking poster board a fucking wall all day long and read about all these motivational speakers, and you can get all the dopamine and the serotonin going on, and you can be all excited and stuff like that for like literally 48 hours or 72 hours. But then you're just going to go back to your same old functions. You want to know why? Because you have no idea why you're doing what you're doing. It's just doing. You walk around like a zombie, insane, because you want to live over here, but you want to only live within your current barrier where you got, right? So the two functions of the brain are very easy. One is to keep you alive. None of your body would work without your brain, unless you're in an intensive care unit, and then you're considered brain dead. The other one is to keep you safe or not hurt. And that one's very in depth. That's the one that kind of, what does that look like? So I'll tell you what it looks like. So it's meant to keep you safe emotionally and physically. And by the way, when you come out of your mom's womb, if you didn't have these two functions, you'd be dead. Because even if you were kept alive, you wouldn't be able to learn what safe was. And you'd be walking off fucking cliffs and killing yourself, right? Because you wouldn't know. So it has to. Like the being of your brain was already there, because that's the only way that you were going to be able to stay alive, right? So here's reality. We came out, we're there. All of a sudden, we're a blank slate. We don't know what we don't know. We just don't. So why do you think little kids, they're kind of like a sponge. They're kind of like cruising around. They're learning so much stuff. They're carefree, and they test boundaries because their brain doesn't know any different. It's blank. So I'll give an example. My daughter, she was on the couch one day and we weren't paying attention, and she decided to walk across the couch, and she didn't know that there's an end of the couch because her brain didn't know any difference. She just didn't even know it. So she walked off the couch, fell, smack, screamed her head off, hurt, cried, whatever. Sure enough, of course, she gets back on the couch again, and next time she walks across and she gets to the end. Now she knows there's an end, and she looks over and she goes, her brain goes, sends off an anxiety signal, because it didn't go, Malia, don't walk off the couch again. It sends a signal to her saying, ooh, anxious, anxiety, don't do that again. And it's like, she's like, oh, I kind of remember that. So it's logged that, right? And this goes on with everything, right? You learn all the hurts and the pains and stuff like that, physically, and your boundaries with physical. But here's the thing that really fucks us up. And it's what we call the emotional or the hurt. Your brain knows no different. It reacts exactly the same way, whether you're physically hurt or emotionally hurt. Maybe not so much on the pain inflex, but the actual responders of anxiety and all that stuff all come from the same thing. So what happens is, as we go along in life, we learn what no is. We learn, we go through life. We know we start learning about relationships. We start knowing what anger is. We start knowing that when we try stuff and we fail, that it hurts, right? How do you make money here? Well, I'm giving it to you, Darren. Anybody who doesn't have the time after we've already sat down and had 97% of the room say that they want to. So Darren, I can tell you right now, I'm giving you literally the secret. If you're not willing to sit here, anybody, if you guys want to talk about how do you make money, I'm literally giving you the secret sauce on how it is. If you don't know how your brain functions, you will never make any fucking money. I promise you that. You won't. You will end up living what they call a loop, right? You're going to have a challenge, and as long as you keep having that challenge, right, it's going to keep continually playing itself over and over and over again. And I'm going to tell you that right now. So here's the thing. So as you go through life, there's that little emotional experience. So you try stuff. How many people in this room, right? How many people in this room right now have gone and tried something before and failed? Type it in the chat roll if you've tried something in the past and you failed. This is interactive. Where am I from? I'm from Kelowna. Thomas, you're from Texas. She's from Campbell River. She lives in Kelowna. We got people from all over the United States, more in the United States than in Canada. Me, you guess? So you're uncertain if you've ever failed before? Dude, there's nothing to be ashamed of. You wouldn't know what your boundaries are if you didn't do it, but there's a problem. All right. And how did it make everyone feel? I know we're going to hear this amazing thing. Well, I did it, and then I got right back up on my feet, and I did it. I was able to keep succeeding, and I'm going to tell you exactly that that's not the case, because otherwise you wouldn't be here. How did it make you guys feel when you failed, or what you perceived to be fail? I call it more of a learning lesson nowadays. We're going to see a common denominator. It's very common. We have a thing called pride or an ego. Come on, guys, type it in. All right. So remember what I said. Your brain has two functions. Number one is to keep you alive. Number two is to keep you from being hurt, physically and emotionally. So mad is actually, anytime you have anger, that's actually a reaction of actually an emotion, which is usually hurt, just so you guys know. So here's reality. As you go along through life, right, your functions are those two functions. And as you learn what hurt is physically and emotionally, we start logging, and it's kind of like a computer, right? Or I call it the little asshole on your shoulder. Every time you fail and you hurt yourself, and it gives you that anxious feeling, because when you fail, I know what it feels like. I know when I fuck up or I screw up or whatever I want to perceive it, anxiety comes over me, because then I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen, right? I failed. What's going to happen, right? And what happens is when we fail, our computer or a little asshole over here logs it and goes, that hurt. Now, when something hurts, it's not something we're like, oh, great, let's go hurt again. I've set myself up perfectly. No, your brain goes, listen, asshole, that hurt, don't do it again. And it's not going to talk to you that way. It's just going to give you anxiety. So has anyone ever heard the fucking terminology, you can't teach an old dog new tricks? You ever heard that terminology before? It speaks also for human beings as well. Why? Have you ever handed a fucking 65 or a 70-year-old person a keyboard and a new piece of technology and said, hey, want to learn how to do this? They're like, no. Because what does learning new stuff feel like? Well, to me, I remember trying it's frustration, annoyance. And when you get frustration because you can't figure it out, it hurts. And your little asshole over here goes, here, fuck, trying new stuff hurts. It's fucking annoying. So then don't do it. So then we're like, you know what? We don't want to learn anything new, because anytime we have to learn something new, it's annoying and frustrating. Annoying and frustration equals hurt. Don't do it. So what happens is you go through so many things in life and you build walls. You keep trying and trying and trying all these different experiences, and it's logging. It's like, that sucked, that sucked, that sucked. Let's add that file. Let's add that file. Let's add that file. Till you get to a point where how many people, here's a good example. So you get to a point where even the possibility of trying something outside of this circle, which, by the way, just so everyone knows, almost everyone in this room is insane. The thought of going outside of this circle creates anxiety. How many people in this room have gone out and got excited about some program, or was on a webinar before, or was at a business opportunity at some point, or went and made a sporadic purchase at some point, And all of a sudden, they get home, and all of a sudden, these voices happen. Well, what happens if you don't have enough money for this? What happens if your brother thinks this? What happens if you fail? What happens if this? And this literally goes through your brain. And as every time it happens, anxiety gets up. You start feeling that anxious feeling. You're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And this is just simply, the fucked up thing is, it hasn't even happened. Your false expectations, it's like something, it's not even there. It doesn't exist. But you've already created it. But you created it based on past experiences. So how the fuck do you ever expect to leave this to get here if you're living based over here? You never will. And here's my thing. When you join our community, when you start getting mentored by myself and our community, we're not interested in money from people. That's not the end goal. We're here to change lives. Is there a value to that? Yes, there is a value to what we do. But we won't allow you to join this community if you're not ready to put your fucking ass on the line. So how many people in here right now are getting some value out of what I'm talking about right now? This is important to me. I just don't want to sit here and speak out of my ass, or we could just talk about how Facebook rolls and how to get funnels and how to get all that traffic. And then I'm going to give it to you and you're going to be like, what the fuck? This keeps you fucking insane people in this room from doing anything that you want in life and being who you want to be. Time is an excuse. Money is an excuse. You want to know why? Because if I fucking had anybody in this room right now and I told them, listen, and this is nothing, this is just a sheer example. I said, listen, by the way, you need to come up with $2,000. And I'm using this all as hypothetical. This has nothing to do. Don't start futurizing that this is what the program is. Oh my God, he's going to all of a sudden tell me that it's fucking $2,700 for this program. Oh my God, we got to get out of here. No, this is just 100% a fucking example. How many realize that if I strapped a bomb to you and I said, listen, you need to come up with fucking $2,000 within the next 5 days or you're going to die? That every single person in this room, no matter what your situation is, no matter where you are, broke, welfare, on the streets, that you would come up with it. Want to know why? Because successful people want success as bad as they want to breathe. They want to live the life that they want. It means more than their current circumstances and this asshole in the back that they're willing to do it. I give a perfect example. Michael Jordan, and I don't remember if it was Game 7 or not. I'm pretty sure it was. At one point in his life, and they call him the greatest of all time. And this is one of the things that I can remember about him. He actually had the flu and he was puking, fucking in the toilet, barely could keep himself going. And the thought of him giving up to actually being sick, and I'll be the first to tell you, if I was puking with the flu, I'm not sure that I could finish a fucking basketball game. I can tell you that much. That his will to win, his will to be fucking successful in whatever he did far outweighed the fact of his current circumstances, which was the flu. And he actually ended up scoring, I don't know, it was well in 36, 40 points or whatever it was. And they won the NBA Finals. And we all know that Michael Jordan carried that team. Another perfect example, Kobe Bryant had 22 injuries in his last 3 seasons that he played in the NBA. And his legacy was more important to him than anything else. And you can look this up. His very, very last game that Kobe Bryant ever played a game of basketball, the last game, go watch it. It's fucking amazing. Actually gives me goosebumps. This was his legacy. He scored fucking 63 points. A guy that wasn't even scoring 20 points a game the whole season, who was injured 22 times in his last 3 times. His will to win, his will to leave a legacy was more important to him than the fact of all of his injuries and everything else. 63 points. Want to know why? Because Kobe Bryant's a fucking winner. You understand that? It's not about the funnels. It's not about everything that I give to you. I could give you a fucking $1 million, and if you guys can't make money without money, you'll never be able to make it with it. Because you want to know why? Your brain is wired a certain way, and there's nothing you can do about it. It will still function that way. But it's the choices that we choose to make. Everyone lives in the want. Nobody lives in the choice. You're insane. And if you continue to live in your current situation, whatever it is, I'm broke. Yeah, you're broke. What did you want somebody to come knock on the door and open your mouth and pour success in your mouth and go, here you go, because they're going to change it for you? Fuck no. When I was broke, bankrupt, and lost my house and my minivan for my family of 5 at that time, did somebody roll by and say, oh, Jeff, we're going to bail you out? No. That doesn't make you successful. We live in a fucking society right now that lives in this place of entitlement so crazy. Literally entitled. Want to know why? Oh, poor little Betsy. Poor little this. Poor little that. And then everything's like, oh, well, I'm poor little this and I need this. I need that. Your brain loves it. Oh, fuck, I can blame that on this? Man, we have a drug epidemic because the way our brain's wired, we love serotonin and dopamine. It's our fucking biggest thing. And nowadays, guess what? All we need to do is pop a little pill. Your brain's like, fuck, we can just party all night long. We don't need to do anything. We're just going to live off this little pill that spikes my serotonin and dopamine and takes me out of my fucking reality. But you don't understand how your brain's wired. You don't even understand the functions of it, most of you people in this room. Yet you walk around like a zombie, feeding it, giving it what it's want. Everyone wants to blame their circumstances, guys. I'll be real with you guys. I was sexually abused on a couple occasions. I was homeless. I lived in cars. I sold drugs. I did all that stuff. And you know what? I played a victim. I played in those circumstances for a very long time. And it wasn't until I started playing outside of this that my life changed forever. My will to be fucking successful and have more time with my family had nothing to do with anything other than the fact that I was desperate for a change. And as soon as I was desperate for a change, as soon as I started listening to people who had the results I was looking for, my life changed. Doesn't matter. So how many people in this room right now? How many people in this room right now? Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. How many people in this room take advice from people? Type it in the chat roll. This is important to me. You insane people in this room right now. Go on, we just have the same people typing in here. Come on, people. Awesome. Great, everyone's taking advice. This is a great one. I love this one. This is like my favorite fucking one. All right. Ashley's been here before. Ashley, you can't type it in the chat roll if you know the answer. You never would have typed that before. You know it and I know it. All right. So the next one, this is the fandy dandy. How many of the people that you're taking this advice from currently live the life you want? I know we all take advice from mom, dad, sister, brother, husband, wife, grandpa, uncle, whatever it is. Your best friend. I love this one. When you're sitting here like beside him, you got this guy and he wants to give you this really good relationship advice. And he hasn't had a relationship in about 1.5 years. His last one, he broke up and stuff like that. And he's giving you all this wonderful advice. And you're sitting there and you're not even analyzing their information. You're just thinking like you're like just like you don't even know. And you're like, oh, that's really great. Maybe I should try that. Are you fucking insane? If you take the advice from people, you get their results. It's reality. And I don't want to be like ignorant to the fact that you have husbands and wives and grandpas and moms and dads. But if you don't want to be insane and you want to start living over here and not based on your current circumstances, you have to start taking advice from other people. Because if they don't have the fucking results and you take their advice, you get the same results that they currently have. You know how simple it is? It's that simple. It's not rocket science. But before, I never even thought of it that way. I would listen to hordes of people on relationship advice, business advice, or you got that buddy who's still living at his mom's house, who's got like a part-time job, who's barely making ends meet, and he's telling you about his great business advice. I've heard that before. How many people in the room have heard that before? It's always great, but you never really actually think about what he's actually talking about. You're actually taking some of the information in, but you don't actually look at the picture of what you're actually listening to. And I've done it, guys. I literally have done that. I've taken advice from people who don't have the results that I'm looking for. And you know what it got me? It got me the exact same results they have. Guys, the way of doing business and the way of living life, if you want to live like the 3%, you need to start acting, being, and trying to achieve exactly that. If you don't, you get it. And if you continue to listen to that asshole, the one that we're pre-wired for, you will always live based on where you used to be or based on your current circumstances. You will never step out of your comfort zone. You will never be where you want to be. Because the first time that frustration happens, you'll quit. Because you're not Michael Jordan. You're not Kobe Bryant. You're not Jeff Hughes. You're not Shailene. You're not every other fucking 3%er out there. You guys realize that? And the 3% isn't even that big. You guys realize that, what is it? I think the top for the 3% is only, is it? I think it's only 400 grand is the average. I think the 1% is beyond that. So that's only at 400 grand to be within the fucking 3%, guys. What if it came from a millionaire and they're giving you advice on exactly how they were able to achieve what they did? Then you better listen to it. And I mean, you also need to take integrity. If they're like the type of jokers that are just going to lie to you and leave out half the shit and give it to you, then I mean, obviously. But if there's a millionaire sitting there and telling you and saying, listen, this is what I did. Let me draw this map out for you. And he goes, here, there's my map. And then you look at it and you go, okay, this is just like the maps on the road where I want to get from San Diego to San Jose. And if I follow this map, I'm going to get there. Okay. All right, let me look at this map. And then you look at the map and you go along and all of a sudden there's a roadblock in the middle of the map. And you're like, well, he didn't talk about that fucking roadblock. Oh my God. It's an obstacle. I'm going home. And then we turn around and we go home. This is literally, I'm telling you guys, this is exactly what happens, right? Because there's something in your way that you weren't willing to do, or there was some rejection, or there was some fear, or something that was put in front of you that you weren't expecting, and that when you thought of dealing with it, scares the shit out of you. Or the millionaire goes, this is the roadmap, this is how it's done, and you look at it and you go, I'm going to do exactly what that is. And this asshole, he's going to be like, you can't do that. Dude, it was programmed for that. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. Dude, it doesn't even know. It doesn't want the fear of unknown. It wants you to live in your bottle. Its job is to make sure that every single day you're exactly where you are. It'll know where you are. It wants to know what to expect. If it doesn't know what to expect, it doesn't like it. And then it gives you anxiety, and then you start talking about all this other shit that hasn't even happened over here. This is true talk, guys. This is literally how to be successful. Nobody talks about this. You can go to a fucking shrink, and they're going to talk to you. Well, tell me how you feel. Good, you can talk about your fucking feelings all day long. It still doesn't fix the fact that you live here. Let's get out of here. Let's stop being insane and wanting this, but doing this. You're insane. It's clinical. You can look it up. Each and every single one of you who were typing in here, I want to do that, but you're not willing to risk yourself. You're not willing to put your fucking ass on the line. You guys live in a loop. I'll give you a perfect example, Gary Vaynerchuk. And this is actually very true, actually. So the excitement, I took this note down, actually, and I want to share this with people. You'll have to excuse me for a moment. I have so many notes. Well, I'm looking for this. I'd like one of you guys, I don't care who it is, Shailene, whatever. I want you guys to talk about what your experience has been, because I think it's important for you guys all to understand that all these people have been through struggles within this. But I can tell you that the outcome has been far greater than any struggle has ever been in their life. And they've learned more than just about the business. They've learned about their life and where to go. They've learned about how things function in their brain. And this is stuff that they would never have known if they weren't part of this community. So go ahead, someone pop on.
I can pop on. Yeah, so I mean, Jeff's touched a little bit on like where I came from. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and my husband worked in the oil patch. I gave up my career about 4 years ago. And, you know, obviously I was looking for something to replace that income pretty much. And then couldn't really find anything because I live in a small town and minimum wage is terrible. And so I met Jeff, and obviously he had the results I wanted. So I was open ears, and I pretty much stepped into this program. I did the exact steps. You know, I was coachable, and I put my ass on the line, and I got the results. You know, it's honestly been a huge impact on my life in like personal relationships, my mindset. Like, it doesn't just come down to the wealthy part of it. You know, like, yeah, making the money and stuff and the finances is awesome. But like, the best part about this is that like my mindset is stronger than it's ever been. Like, I used to live in such the present moment. Like, I would make decisions based on those feelings of fear, like Jeff's explaining to you. And, you know, I never understood why I was stuck or struggling or couldn't move forward, or keep procrastinating and putting things off. And then when I started this business, you know, Jeff gave me all the tools and everything to build my business. But what came along with it that really impacted my life was the life hacks.
Hey, hold on a second. People are getting dizzy because you're moving back and forth.
Oh, sorry. It's my chair. Sorry, guys. My bad. Anyway, I was just talking about the life hacks, development, personal development. That's all the stuff that's really impacted me. And like, honestly now, starting to learn like how the brain really works and becoming more aware of it, has really helped me gain the real success that I've been reaching for. You know, like I said, the financial success is awesome, but I'm more grateful for the fact that no matter what happens in my life now, I've got the mindset to take on anything. So obviously teaming up with these people has been like the best experience and the best decision that I've ever made. And, you know, if you guys end up joining the program, I look forward to working with all of you guys too.
Just so you guys know as well, Shailene had the opportunity for months and months prior to that. She was actually scared shitless. Didn't understand it. And it wasn't until actually she understood that she needed to start taking advice from people who had the results that they were looking for that everything changed. And that was simple. She was no different than everybody else. I'm no different than anybody else at one point in my life. Caitlin, Thomas, all of them, that we've all lived in that world. So we know exactly what you're experiencing. So I found exactly what was important. And this was a big key to me. And this was an eye opener to me because I'd already been to this personal development, but this one was massive. Wanting is more exciting than getting. You understand that? How many people have like literally gone out there and then all of a sudden got exactly what they wanted? And then all of a sudden you got it and you're like, okay, I got it. Oh. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, that really wasn't a big deal. Like when I bought my Porsche, after I got it, I was like, okay, I got it. All right. Yeah, okay. And then you're on to the next. The wanting of something creates sheer excitement for us. And Gary Vee, maybe some of you guys know it, I know him. He even said, so Gary Vaynerchuk was on with Larry King, and there was the one thing that they asked him. They said, listen, what's your driving force? And he said his driving force is to buy the New York Jets. It's worth billions of dollars. He doesn't own it yet. I don't know how much money he's got with that. And then they said to him, they said, what would it look like if you actually got that? And he goes, I am scared shitless. Because when I get there, then I'm actually at the top of my fucking peak. You guys get that? That once you get to where you want to be, the excitement, I know I'm excited when I want something. I'm all excited. And then when you get it, you're like, okay, I got it. I better find something else to get excited about. Your excitement about being broke, how great is it to get into sales or to get into online or get into anything else when your brain, when the first thing you think of is it's hard. Your brain goes, yeah, it's hard. Let's not do that, you dumbass. And you go back. You have to be willing to learn. You have to be willing to overcome. So remember that. Wanting is more exciting than getting. You all want something. You all want something. But the thought of actually getting it destroys it. And your brain knows that. It literally wants to struggle for it. Just so everyone knows, not everyone's going to qualify to be part of this. You want to know why? Because of all the things that I'm talking about right now. If you're not in that game, if you're not willing. So how many people in here right now are actually ready to put their ass on the line? I don't care about your fucking issues, the fact that I'm broke, I don't have money. None of that matters. Why? Because if you continue to play in your current circumstances, you get exactly that. And no one's going to rescue you. You understand that? No one. And when you're desperate for a change, you're willing to do whatever it takes to do it. If I strapped a bomb onto you and I said, listen, you need to do X before or you're going to die, I can guarantee you would eat shit and breathe it. You wouldn't even be able to sleep. I know I wouldn't be. I'd be panicking to try and come up with it. That's what it's like to be fucking Michael Jordan. That's what it's like to be part of the 3%. Can't stop, won't stop. I don't give a fuck. What happens in your guys' life, it's not because I don't care about you, but the decisions and whatever you think of me, I don't care. But you want to know what I don't give a fuck stands for? It stands for integrity, discipline, growth, action. And if you do all four of those things, you'll get exactly what you want, freedom. I live in a place of integrity, and I realized that was one thing that this weekend is more important to me. Why is integrity so important to me? Because at a certain point in my life, integrity wasn't important. And I didn't live with integrity. And now that's all I care about. And I care about people. Where's the sleeve? I've never got the sleeve. But you guys were all born to make a difference. And FYI, as she says, average sucks. Guys, we're going to get into all that stuff. We're going to get into all the products, the funnels, or we're going to get into the funnels, how everything works. We're going to show you how the program works. There's many products, by the way, guys, just so you guys all know. All right. So how many people in this room, if I gave them an opportunity to join a program for $129 to get mentored by myself, get all the software programs, you're going to get all these software programs that are free, including you're going to get access to Infusionsoft. You're going to get all your landing pages. You're going to have all guaranteed stuff. The landing pages were created by a company that made $77 million last year. Believe me, I only take advice from people who have the results. I mean, our landing pages fucking destroy most people in the industry. So here's reality. I'm going to give you guys each an opportunity. This is what it is. It's $129 to join our program for life. And I'm going to go into about all the stuff that we do. I'm going to go into the funnels. We're going to go into how all the online stuff works. We're going to go really into depth stuff. But I think it's really important for you guys all to understand that even if I talk about that, if I talk about, I could be in those slides and show you my Lamborghinis and all the other people and spike your serotonin and dopamine and get you all excited about it and charge you something for the program. And then you're going to get it. And then 24 hours and 48 hours, you're going to go back to this guy. And this guy's going to tell you about all the shit that you can't do. And then you're going to fucking regret it. And then you're either going to return it or you're not going to do anything. And then you're going to be like, everything's a scam in the world. And you're going to continue to live by that. And then next thing you know, you're going to be fucking 65 in an old age home. And you're going to have these young people and you're going to be like, well, I would like to do that someday. And I remember this. And you're going to live in a place of regret. It's $129 for life to be mentored. That's correct. My goal is to change people's lives. How do I do that? By giving more value than I'm taking. Is there going to be other expenses for advertising and stuff like that? Absolutely. But there's not one fucking person in here that can't do this. And I can tell you, we created this program no matter what your fucking circumstances is. Whether you're broke, whether you're a fucking millionaire, whether or not you make hundreds of thousands of dollars, but you have no time for your friends and family, we've created it for you. Literally. And this is the real fucking talk we're going to talk about. This is the kind of shit that's going to make you successful. I'm going to give you guidance on books that you should be reading. We're going to have weekly meetings on a regular basis that talks about this, all online in a similar function as this, but with myself and other successful people coaching you on what you need to do. You need to break the cycle of where you live. You need to stop being insane. It doesn't matter what I put in front of you. Guys, if you wiped out everything, everyone on this panel knows that if you took everything away from me tomorrow, I guarantee you I will still be successful. You can't stop me. It's a fucking animal. It's something that's in you. It's bred in you. You want it? Come get it. Oh, we already talked about the mind? Perfect. It's great that you said that. But if you're already thinking about a 30-day money-back guarantee, you're thinking about all the other things that have happened in the past, yes, absolutely. I put my ass on the line. My whole goal is if I don't give more value than I take, guess what? Guess what? Then I'm not actually falling within my belief system. And then if I don't follow within my belief system, then I live with guilt. And then when I live with guilt, then I don't live with integrity. And then my insane fucking voice in my head starts going off. Sorry, man. It's not worth it to me. I can go back to where I was before and make my $1.4, $1.5 million every single year and not do this. But it's not fulfilling. So yes, my ass is on the line with everything. Understand that. So how many people in this room see value in that for $129 for life? We're going to show you how to advertise. We're going to show you all that. Stop living in your current circumstances. You're about to join a community that's so different than anybody else. I mean, Caitlin, how many other communities do you know out there? And are any of them like this that talk about real talk, like really fucking down and dirty, who always live with integrity? Whether you fucking don't like me or don't like me, I don't give a fuck. My integrity is in place. You can create all the stories in your head about who you think I am. You have no idea. I genuinely care about people, but I don't care what they think about me because I know I come from a place. But here's where it's actually going to be even fucking cooler. Who wants some more cool sauce? Oh, hold on, Jeremy. I know everyone in there. Who wants some more cool sauce? Because we're going to get in there and do, yeah, exactly. What do you have to lose? Nothing. I love that. I don't know why anyone wouldn't fucking do this, especially with what we have to offer. You're crazy. So here's what I'm going to do. How many people want something even more? And this is where everyone that goes, I'm willing to put my ass on the line. I'm really just ready to step out of my comfort zone. I'm all stoked, blah, 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 blah. So this is where I'm going to call all you guys' fucking bluff. I'm going to give you guys a 10-minute period to join us for $99. And the reason I do this, the reason I put this up there, there's only one reason. Because I want to call on all the people that are actually willing to take an action. Because what action does is it silences him. And I know this psychologically. So I'm rewarding the people that are willing to take a risk right now. I'm going to go into all, and it's still the same thing, 30-day money-back guarantee. If you don't like it, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, great. But I can guarantee you almost nobody fucking on here, we get very few refunds nowadays. Why? Because I changed the way everything happens. It's a game changer. So the button's going to go up right now for 10 minutes. This 10 minutes is going to give you guys an opportunity to put your ass on the line. And then I don't want to hear, well, can I get it tomorrow? Can I get, no, you can't, but it's $129, guys. Whether you buy it on fucking Thursday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. And yes, maybe your current circumstances at this, well, that's not fair because I don't have the money right this second for the 99 and I should be able to get it on Thursday. Sorry, it doesn't matter. I need to live in a place of integrity. You have 10 minutes. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep my program at $129 or the $99 as it is right now. So don't hold your breath thinking that, oh, I'll just wait till then. It'll be available on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but maybe on Thursday things are going to change up. I don't know. What I do know is that I'm here to change your life. And if you allow me in and you follow our step-by-steps, I promise you that will happen in abundance. Let me ask you this. I'm not sure, Mike Alla. So you say you don't get money till tomorrow. I'm interest, but got to think more. That's a mentality of I'm still unsure what's going on. So Michaela, if I told you, hey, listen, press this button, put 129 bucks in tomorrow even, and it's going to spit out 260 for you, would you do it? You would, because that's the instant gratification. But the fear of unknown, but instead putting up the 99 or the 129 tomorrow, right? And the thought of not knowing, which by the way, it's still refundable, stops you. It's all part of the cycle, brother. You gotta be able to take risk. If you guys don't take risk, if you're not willing to put your ass on the line, you will be in your same position you are every single day. And honestly, guys, it really does sadden me. They don't teach this stuff in school. You are set up to fail. You live in a world that doesn't give a fuck about any of you. You're not owed anything. Nobody owes anything. My goal here is to teach you something that's different. And when you start thinking different, acting differently, and start playing by the game and the rules that the 3% do, your life will change forever, and I guarantee you that. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass you over to Caitlin. This has been great. This is my passion to talk about this stuff. Caitlin's going to go now into what comes with the program. And anybody that's left because they heard about the price, they're just basically going to continue to live based on their current circumstances. And it saddens me. I wish there was something that I could get into somebody's brain and be like, shh, this is what can happen. See? Do it. Right? But I can't. And it's unfortunate. So Caitlin, it's passed over to you. She's going to show you guys all the tools that we use. She's going to talk about everything that comes within our online business. And after you guys buy in, there's going to be a couple videos. There's going to be a questionnaire. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I will refund money as quick as possible once I get on the call, because I'm the gatekeeper. So other people will be the gatekeepers on the coaching call. Just because you want to move to the next level doesn't mean that you're necessarily ready. I promise you that. I've done it. I don't want your money. What I want is I want to know that you're going to be successful. How do I know you're going to be successful? Based on how you act and react and the questions that you put in there. Promise you. I've seen it far too many times. Caitlin, it's all yours.
Awesome. Okay, so as Jeff mentioned, I'm going to go into the actual details of how an online business actually works. I'm going to show you a quick example process. I'm going to try and make it as quick as I can to try and respect everybody's time here tonight. But I'm going to show you the process of how an online business works, or how a product or service is sold, how all of you guys got here tonight. So there's 3 pillars to an online business. You need a product or a service, and I apologize if you can hear my children in the background. They told me they're going to be quiet, but we'll see how long they're going to be quiet for. So you need a product or a service. You need something to sell. You need a sales funnel, which consists of a couple different things that we're going to go through to take people from an ad through a funnel, get them to know, like, and trust you, and then they become either a client, a product buyer, a customer, whatever. And then you need a way to get your business in front of people. So you need eyeballs on your product or service or whatever it is that you're selling. So it's just like you think of a mall. You have lots of foot traffic in a mall. In the online world, we call it traffic. So I'm going to show you exactly how this all works. So when you partner with us, everything that I'm going to show you is taken care of. All the tools, all the softwares, the whole setup process, everything is all taken care of. So you guys get to earn while you learn. So you guys get the best chance at making money as quickly as you can, that all depends on you. I saw somebody asking in here, how long does it take to make money? Well, that's completely dependent on you. We give you the best of the best, but still, you are the only factor, right? We can't make you do anything. We can give you all of the tools, resources, training, but we can't make you do anything. So that's totally dependent on you. So when you come in here, we have a product that we have tried and tested. Some of the biggest problems that people have when they come online is their product sucks, their service sucks, or whatever they're doing. If you're in an MLM, your MLM sucks. Like you spend a lot of time, effort, energy, and money testing. Like, I don't know what, Jeff, your friend said that he spends like a couple $1 million just in testing products before they find a winner. So we've done that for you.
One product at a time, she'll drop $30,000 just on the one product just to find out if it works.
Yes, testing. That's just testing. So people wonder why they don't make money, because a lot of people don't have 30 grand to go and be testing products, but they don't tell you this when you sign up. They say, oh, here, we're going to give you this great system and give you all these landing pages, and all you got to do is find a product. Well, that's one of the hardest parts, because you don't know what's going to sell. You don't know what people are going to respond to. Just because you like a product doesn't mean that other people like it or are going to buy it. So we've done that for you. We've done the testing. We have a product that converts, that makes high commissions, so you guys don't have to worry about it. The second part is having a sales funnel that converts. So I'm going to show you an example of how this works. The first part is having what's called a landing page. Now I'm going to show you an example. I'm going to show you Shaylene's landing page. So, I gotta share my screen. I do this every time. One sec. Share screen. Okay, so having a landing page. So this page has a couple different names. It's called a landing page, squeeze page, capture page, bunch of different names for it. But ultimately what it is a website where you can go and put your name and email into, and then you can sign up, or you can buy something, or you can get onto an email list, you can get recipes, whatever it is you're signing up for. It's a website where you can go and put your name and email into, and then receive something for putting your name and email in. So back in the day, it used to be very complex to be able to create something like this. You'd either have to pay somebody a lot of money to code a page like this for you, or you'd have to know coding yourself. Now, I don't have any coding background. I don't have the time to go and learn HTML, especially when you're running a business. You have all these other things to learn and do and focus on. I don't have time to focus on this. And I also don't want to pay somebody $1 bajillion to create something like this. So we work smart, not hard, and we leverage tools and systems to be able to create things like this for us. Now, this usually logs in for me here. This is a software called Leadpages, and it creates pages like this for us. So it gives us a really easy template to be able to create landing pages like this. So it makes it really simple, really easy, really fast to be able to create custom landing pages that look nice and work properly. So like I said, this is a software called Leadpages. Now, I can come on here and I can just pick one of their templates, and everything on here is totally customizable. I can change the colors, I can change the writing, I can add photos, I can add videos, I can do whatever. I make it totally customizable to me and whatever my product or service is. But when somebody puts their name and email in here, I'm not sitting here watching and waiting for them to put their name and email in and then sending them something myself. That would take way too much time. And when you're in business, time is money. So you don't want to be doing tedious little things like that. You want to be focusing on your income producing activities. So again, we leverage tools and systems to do this hard work for us and automate this process for us. So in the online world, automation is your best friend. The more you can automate things, the better. And that's why the online world is amazing. So when somebody puts their name and email in here, I'm not sitting here emailing them myself. We use what's called an autoresponder. Again, log in.
Now you complete.
Go here. Now I'm going to show you a quick thing. So when somebody puts their name and email in here, I have this set up so that it emails them for me. Now I'm going to show you a quick example of how this works. Again, I can use their templates on here. They're really nice made templates, or I can go and I can just create a blank email myself. So on here, give it a second. They're in your throat. So I can go here, I can pick the email I want to send it from. Congrats, you're in. Oh, that didn't do that. Congrats, you're in. Put my text box. Write an email. Here's your link. I put the link in there. Obviously, I would spend a little bit more time on this. But once this is done, I can come over here and I can either send it right now or I can schedule it to send later. So I can spend maybe an hour or two a week scheduling all of my emails for the week. And then once these two tools or these softwares are set up, they run for me. So I can be out with my kids, I can be traveling, I can be at the gym, I can be doing whatever I want, with my life. I don't have to be sitting here tracking this. Of course, it takes a little bit of setup, but we do this part for you. So you don't even have to worry about this. We do this for you. So this works for me. So when somebody puts their name and email in here, this emails them for me. And it's going to email them for you. Now, the last part of this is putting this page, this product or whatever, say this was a golf page or a different network marketing thing, whatever you chose to promote. And you need to put this page in front of people. So you need to advertise your business. Now, this is the back office marketing platform for Facebook. This has nothing to do with your Facebook profile. And I say that slowly because people ask us this, even though I say this, they say, do I have to market to my friends and family? No, you never, ever, 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 ever have to market to your friends and family unless that's something that you choose to do. But we show you how to be a proper marketer. We show you how to put your business in front of people all around the world who have no idea who you are. They've never met you before, but you can reach people regardless of where you are. So I can be on my couch in Canada and I can be reaching people in Australia, New Zealand, the United States, wherever, all around the world, because that's the power of the internet and that's the power of marketing your business. And when you know how to properly market your business. So see, it's business.facebook.com. It's totally separate from your Facebook profile. It's different. You never have to market to friends and family. Bentley, can you close that door, please? Thank you. So these are all the different types of ads that you can create. I'm not going to go into them right now because we have training on this. So let's just do that one, engagement. So we'll come on here. And then this is where I get to pick who actually sees my ad. So if I'm marketing to everyone, I am marketing to no one. Because say, for example, I'm marketing a golf product. Not everybody is interested in golf. Just one second. They're playing nicely for once, but they're being awfully loud. So again, if I'm marketing a golf product, for example, not everybody's interested in golf. So I don't want to waste my time, my effort, and my marketing dollars on putting my product in front of people who are not interested in. So say, for instance, I'm marketing an online business. I would want to market to people who are interested in entrepreneurship, or say an e-commerce store or something like that. Christmas is coming up. You want to market to people who have kids or have spouses or whatever, right? There's a whole bunch of different things that you can do with this. So in here, I'm going to do Canada, United States. You can throw Australia in there. You can put wherever you wanted, Mexico, New Zealand, wherever. I'm going to go here to that. English all, because I only speak English, so I want to be able to communicate with the people who are buying from me. Let's do entrepreneurship. Business. Oh, do you see these big numbers over here? Almost 8 million or 800 million people, sorry. This is how many people have expressed some kind of interest on Facebook, whether they liked, commented, shared, interacted with some kind of post that had to do with business on Facebook. And now, while Facebook is free to use, they track in turn for it being free, we sign in their terms of service that they are allowed to track everything that we do on Facebook. So it doesn't necessarily track like Caitlin McKenzie from Kelowna, British Columbia, blah, blah, blah. It'll just put me in a group or in like a bucket kind of like this. So say if I had interacted with some kind of post that had to do with business, I would be put in this bucket or in this interest. So if somebody selected this interest and they selected Canada between the ages of 23 to 56 and put in entrepreneurship and business, this ad would probably show up in my newsfeed. So let's do business. Again, if you might notice that you start clicking on a bunch of travel pictures and all of a sudden that's all that shows up in your newsfeed is just travel pictures everywhere, or you click on recipes or animals or something like that. And all of a sudden, all this stuff about cooking and cooking recipes and fitness and whatever starts to show up in your newsfeed is because Facebook wants to keep you on Facebook. They want to show you more of what you like. So your newsfeed is going to be very different than my newsfeed based on how you interact with posts. It's going to show you more of what you click on. So now do you see this number right here? This is a potential reach of my one ad. And I find this so freaking cool and amazing because my one ad could potentially reach 97 million people. Now, do you think if I ever had a regular business I owned, a clothing store or a McDonald's or a gym or whatever, I owned a regular business, do you think that I could ever reach almost 100 million people? That's highly unlikely because your business depends on your geographical location. But the best thing about the internet is that doesn't matter. You can reach the entire world. I can potentially reach almost 100 million people with one ad. That's how fast things work on the internet. And that's why you see people become very successful and reaching millions of people and things like that, because this is what makes it possible. So on here, this is where we pick where our ad actually shows up, whether we want it to be on newsfeed or mobile or desktop or whatever. Now, again, whether you are a regular business or you are an online business, you need to market your business. If you don't get your business in front of people, nobody sees it and nobody buys from you. So you need to market your business. It doesn't matter if you have a small budget or a big budget. You still need to market your business, but we show you how to start with a very small budget and scale up. So we start with $5 a day, we see what's working, we track it, and we show you how to scale up once you find your winning ads. So I'm gonna go continue, I'll go create new. Now I can do a single image, I can do a video, I can do a slideshow of videos or images. Let's see what they got in here. Let's say I'm promoting a lipstick thing. Done. So, I want new shades for Christmas. Oh, I just deleted it. Damn it. That's just a super quick example. Obviously, I would put more thought into this, but I just want to show you an example of what it looks like. You can do a button, shop now. I have to put a URL in there. We'll see if it does it. Oh, it's not going to do it until I put a URL in there. See what happens when you do that. There we go. Okay. So this is an example of what my ad would look like. Now, so it shows up in people's newsfeed. This is what it's going to look like. It's highlighted blue, so that means it's a clickable link. When somebody clicks here, they're going to go to whatever website I put up in here. So once I was happy with this, I'd press confirm. It would go off into Facebook world, and it would start showing up in people's newsfeeds. But this is a quick example of how the online business world works, how sales funnels work, and how every single one of you guys got here with us tonight. You guys saw an ad like this in your newsfeed. You guys clicked a link. You guys went to a landing page similar to this one. You put your name and email in. You started receiving emails from us, and then now you're here on a webinar with us. So is this making sense to you guys? Does anybody have any questions about that?
Yeah, let's do some Q&A here. This is where we're going to kind of open the floor for people to ask questions. Anybody have any questions here tonight? Come on, there's got to be lots of questions. How do you make money off the product? People buy it. I know a lot of people, they're going to ask questions about what the products are and stuff like that. You supply the products. Yes, we have all the supplies. Here's the thing, right? If we don't set you guys up for success with stuff that we've proven, that we've got, and we told you guys, yeah, here, I'm going to give you guys a perfect example. a lot of you guys have probably gone online and maybe gone to a webinar before, and they talk about a program and they're like, oh yeah, we'll show you how to do Facebook marketing. We'll tell you how to do this. We're going to show you this. We're going to show you where to go get all your landing pages, you know, and where to buy software for this, that, and the other thing. And then they go, but the only thing you need to do is find a niche product. That's it. Just a niche product. Yeah. Yeah. My buddy spends $30,000 to test a niche product and then scales it with millions of dollars. And when you go into those things, they don't tell you about how much money you have to spend on finding stuff. And does it mean that you have to spend 30 grand? No, not everything does. I'm just giving you an example. It's not that easy. So we go into the products. Here's the thing, guys. I know you guys are like, what's the product? What's this, that, and the other thing? The great thing about it is we go into depth. And you know what? You have nothing to lose. I give you all your money back. It's going to go into depth. There's about 3 hours of training. There's questions and stuff like that we require you before where you're even going to get through the doorkeeper. And that's me. And if I think for a second that you can't be successful, you'll not be here. I don't care about your money. I want to breed successful people. Does it mean that everyone's going to want that? No, because we all want everything out here, but we live insane. We live where you guys are all insane. Unless you do something different, you are clinically insane. You can look it up. Hopefully that makes sense. What kind of turnaround can we expect from now to beginning setup to beginning selling? Well, here's the thing, Wilfred. A lot of people, I mean, that's our risk adverse side of our brain. I talked about that, right? You know, how soon can I make money? How soon can I do this? How soon can I do that? This is a business. And it's not going to be an instant gratification thing. You can't expect that, right? But I can tell you that I've seen tons of people fire their boss and make hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this. And they started out part-time. They didn't devote all their time to it. And really the answer to that question, Wilfred, the more amount of time you put into this, the more amount of money you're going to make. That's just reality. I joined, yeah, absolutely. There's marketing costs, there's all that stuff, guys. I mean, these are all involved in it. But you know, the best thing is I put my ass on the line. It doesn't matter. I'm willing to give you your money back. I just don't care. What I do care about is people that are willing to actually fucking take a risk on their life and willing to do something different. Guys, we supply everything for you. We already talked about that. The software, everything, links, products, all that stuff. I mean, if I sat here, we'd be here for like 3 or 4 hours if we went into that. And that's not even fun. I mean, that's not even realistic, guys. What I need to do is I need to talk about the most important stuff right now, right? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about the $99. It doesn't matter about the $129. It's 100% refundable. I don't give a shit about that. But what I do need to be is respectful of everyone's time. I understand that. And on top of it, if I told you, hey guys, welcome to my workshop. We're going to be here for the next 4 hours. And some of you guys started at 9 p.m. How many of you guys would be here? So take the risk, take the leap. Of course Gary, that's the whole point of this. Give more value than you take. You're exactly right. No one wants to. They leave a lot of shit on the fucking line before you actually get through the program. Guys, I don't care about your money. I know in your minds you're like, yeah, right, this all he cares. No, I don't. You know how many times, guys, I've refunded people's money just because I just couldn't even deal with them because they weren't on the right, they didn't have the right mindset. I don't want your money. What I want is I want the recognition that you guys changed your lives. You guys understand that? That's what feeds me. I can do this all by myself. I don't need you people. But then again, I actually do need you because I have my own fulfilling goals. Right? Do you have to have a computer, laptop for the programs, or can you use your smartphone? Well, so there's the I could, you know, make it all wishy-washy and look really good, or I can tell you reality. Yes, you can with smartphones get away with certain day-to-days. Will I tell you that your best experience is absolutely with a computer? Yes. But based on your current experience, your current circumstances, Ryan, it doesn't matter. Do something fucking different. Man, if I was fucking struggling and I wanted to start something and I needed to change my life, I'd use my smartphone as much as I am and I'd fucking head to the library. I would do whatever because my current circumstances suck so much that I was willing to do whatever it took to do something different. Don't be like the other 97%. Get yourself out of the insanity of life. This is truth. This is real talk. You'll never come to another workshop. You can go to every single one. You can go to the Tai Lopez's, the Grant Cardones. You can go see a shrink too. You'll never get what you get here. Never. You'll never get what's up here in my brain that I went and spent hours and hours and hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn so that I could teach you and bring it to the table for you guys so you guys can change. Matt, you know what the great thing is? Your current circumstances is you're absolutely may have some struggles with disabled. Understood. But you know what the great thing about it, and be super grateful for this, Matt? You're a fucking human. You had one chance in 400 trillion. You have an opportunity to change your life. Your current circumstances is that way. No one can give you a handout. You know, do I feel for the people that are under certain circumstances? Yes. But I know that if I give something away for nothing, there is no value in it. There's no reason for you to step out of your comfort zone and try something. There's no reason for you to give your all. Because when you give something for nothing, there's no reason to give it all. It's already there. You understand that? I've learned that. I've helped out my friends. I've helped out my family. And you know what? When I give it to them, guess how many of them actually do anything with it? Zero. It's how your brain was wired. Knowledge is absolutely power. Dude, Warren Buffett, he had to cut down his reading. He only reads 80 pages a day now. 80 pages. He's one of the richest people in the world, runs one of the largest funds in the world. The average CEO reads 30 books a year. Truth. So before I go tonight, I want you guys to imagine where you want to be. I want to leave this last little bit. It's a song, and the words, and whether or not you like it, I'd like you to listen to the words and just picture yourself where you want to be. What was your whole thing? Well, Christopher, I get it. Got to talk to the wife. Hopefully the wife lives the life that you're living, that you want right now. And if she is, take her advice. Go with it. If she doesn't, and she tells you not to, then you're going to get the exact same life that she gave you. It's the truth. And it's not because I disrespect husbands and wives relationship. I absolutely believe that they should work together and get on the same page. But if they're not, what do you do? So this is what I want to do. Is I want to share with you guys this song, and just if you want to close your eyes, just imagine, think about it. What are we on this planet for? What are we doing? Whoops. Hold on.
My best friend gave me the best advice. He said each day's a gift and not a given right. Leave no stone unturned, leave your fears behind, and try to take the path less traveled by. That first step you take is the longest ride. If today was your last day, tomorrow was too late. Could you say goodbye yesterday? Would you live each moment like your last? Leave no pictures in the past. Don't need every night you had. If today was your last day, the gates of grain should be a way of life. What's worth the prize is always worth the fight. Every second counts, 'cause there's no second try. So live like you've never lived twice. Don't take the free ride in your own life. If today was your last day, tomorrow was too late. Could you say goodbye yesterday? Would you live each moment like your last? Leave no pictures in the past. Don't need every night you had. Look at all the friends you never see. Don't you forget your enemy. And once you find that one you breathe it up, swell up and down and God. That's you finally fall in love. If today was your last day, if today was your last day, would you make your love mending a broken heart? You know it's never too late to shoot for the stars, regardless of who you are. So do whatever it takes, 'cause you can't rewind a moment in this life. Let nothing stand in your way, 'cause you're empty time. I'm never on your side. If today was your last day, and tomorrow was too late, could you say goodbye to yesterday? Or would you live each moment like your last? Leave old pictures in the past. Donate every dime you have. And what you call on friends you never see. Reminisce some memories. Don't you forget your enemy. And once you find that one you dream of, swell up and down and God. That's you finally fall in love. If today was your last day.
You guys needed to hear that. The power of that song, and whether or not you like Nickelback or anything, it's true. What if today was your last day? What do you got left to leave on this fucking planet? What is your legacy? Are you living life on the fucking line? Are you putting your all in? Are you? Guys, you guys don't know what to expect tomorrow. You honestly don't. You need to put your fucking fear on the table. You need to step out of your fucking comfort zone. You have to start living life. You need to take yourself out of the clinically insanity fucking version of your life. Because if you don't, and it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be here today with us. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to be programmed. I truly want you guys to do whatever's going to make you fucking happy. And if this actual webinar tonight inspired you to do something different in your life, then I fucking won. And send me a message and tell me about it. It's not about the fucking money. It's about changing the world. This fucking shitty world that was given to us, that was laid to us on the fucking line, that was told us to what we were supposed to do and how we were fucking supposed to live it. Fuck that. You were meant for more. You were made to make a difference in your life and everybody else. And don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something. Because if they tell you they can't do something, it's because they themselves think that they can't do it. And they don't want to see you grow beyond where they are. It's reality. You had one chance in 400 trillion to become a fucking human being, and you're here. Be grateful no matter what your circumstances, whatever what life gave you. You were meant to be more. Remember that. I lived a very long time where I didn't feel that way. And now I want to teach people how to do it. So without further ado, I'm going to pass you to a couple people that have been inspired to change their lives and help other people as well. It's your turn. Down to you, my boss friend. It's yours, Thomas.
Hey guys. Hey, thank you, Mr. Jeff, for having us on here tonight. Everybody that's joined in with us, congratulations for joining into the family. 1 year ago, I had no clue of how to do any of this that y'all are learning here tonight. This platform that you're watching right now, I did the same thing. And I'm glad I did, because everything that I have learned from these people right here and so many others that have given me the inspiration to go further in myself as a person, to bring out more of my life of what I like to bring to the table is passion of positivity. These people have shown me step by step how to build my business, how to make it better, how to make me better, how to increase myself as a person and in this entire realm of people. Everybody is positive energy. Everybody wants something different in their life. And everybody in here took action and stepped out of that comfort zone bubble that he was talking about a while ago. I did the same thing. I was in that same bubble for the last 5 to 10 years and 26 years of construction. I go to this job and then I get laid off. I go to this job and I get laid off. I got tired of that shit. So what did I do? I followed their system because he has the results. He made the roadmap for us to work off of. He has put his time, and so has Caitlin, in their effort to build all the programs for us to follow. All you have to do is plug into it, listen to them, and then you will be able to do the same thing that I have done and many others in this team and community have done. I now work for myself because I followed their system. I am now my own boss and doing the things that I want to do of traveling around the countryside with my 2 boys for the last 6 months. You know, I didn't have that opportunity as they was growing up. Now I do because I am my own boss through their system. And they have allowed me to learn more and more each day because they give value every day. They have Skype meetings every day that they have information that goes out on that is more and more to helping us as people and building our businesses even better. So congratulations again for all of those that you have stepped in. Follow the roadmap and follow the steps, and you will be able to succeed just like everybody else has. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Talk to y'all soon.
Caitlin, go to town, girl.
So I just want to I'll give you a quick rundown of my background. Jeff kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. I went to university. I spent 4 years getting a degree that I couldn't even use. I couldn't even get a job. My ex worked in the oil patch. And when everything crashed, we almost went bankrupt. We ended up living in Jeff's basement because my ex landscaped his yard somehow. And that's kind of how our business relationship began. And now I'm here building an online business. I get to travel with my kids. I get to I don't have to worry. Like, I look at all these other people in the grocery store, and sometimes I see people going up there and they're looking and they're watching and they're counting as the cashier's ringing things through the register. And they're like, okay, can I put some of this back? Like, I am so grateful that I never have to do that ever again, because I have the skills to be able to make money with anything I want. This is a system that changes people's lives. This isn't the only thing. Like, once you learn the skills here, you can go on to do whatever it is you want. Thomas is doing photography and has a whole membership thing going on, like, there's so many other things that this can grow into. And I just want to give everybody a reality check of something that Jeff and I learned at a recent event that we went to. There was a guy that was up there speaking, and he said that the average lifespan of North Americans is about 80 years. So when you think of yourself, like right now, I'm only 29. So I think 80 years, I still got time. I'm good. Like, if I take 29 or 80 minus 29, I got 51 more years roughly, But if I take 51 and times it by 365, that's only a little over 18,000 days. It's 18,651. That's a little over 18,000 days. When you break it down like that, that's not that much. You think of 18,000 days, I only have that much longer to make a difference in my children's lives, make a difference in other people's lives. But that's not promised. That could end tomorrow. You could be hit by a bus. Jeff and I were in Vegas when all that craziness happened in Vegas, and it was probably the scariest thing that we had ever been through in our entire lives. It was for me anyways. It was incredibly scary. So that's not promised. Nothing is promised. You guys need to step out and do something different. Don't stay stuck. Don't let your current think of where you make decisions based on where you want to be, not your current circumstances. Don't let your current circumstances keep you stuck. If I had stayed stuck, I would be beyond bankrupt right now. I probably wouldn't even be living in Jeff's basement, because you'd be like, you're doing nothing with yourself. Get out. So you guys got to do something, whether it's with us, whether it's with somebody else, just do something. Don't stay where you are right now.
Shailene, can you put your Facebook link? If anybody's having any issues or want to reach out or want to talk to somebody here, Shailene will put her Facebook message, add her as a friend. She'll help you out. There will be a replay that goes out. It will be for the $129. But guys, quit playing fucking small with your life. You were born to make a difference. And you're right. I was there. We were there at the MGM Grand. We went to go watch a Mike Tyson fight. And you know what? We were there for a reason. We're there for a reason. And I truly believe everything's meant for a reason. We were there having a drink, just hanging out with it. And next thing you know, we seen people running and running and running. And I was like, oh, maybe there's a movie star in here or something. So I went and I asked them, and they're like, no, there's a shooter. There's somebody killing people. And we were in the MGM. And if anybody knows where the MGM is, it's right by the Mandalay Bay. So people were literally leaving that Las Vegas show and running. We seen people shot in the leg. We seen people who watched their friends die, like literally talking to them at that exact moment. And how surreal is it in your life, right? You know, just imagine you're living your life right now, and then all of a sudden it's gone, and you didn't get a voice. You know what your voice is in this world? Your voice is the legacy that you leave. You understand that? Most people that die, they always go, oh, I want my kids to remember me by this. I want everyone to remember this. It's proven. There's a TED Talk by a guy that actually did, that's what he did for a living. He was an ambulance guy, and he told you he explained how many times he was literally at death's row with people as they were about to die from car accidents or falls or whatever it was. And they always wanted him to relay a message to somebody that they loved them. And they always were worried about what people were going to remember them by. You will be remembered by the impact you have on people in this world. This isn't meant to inspire people and get them all happy-dappy and for that exact moment. This is meant to change your life, because you're going to hop off this workshop on a high, and then all of a sudden the realities of the world and all those voices are going to start to seep in. But here's the thing. I've given you a tool. I have literally given you the functions of how your brain operates. It's up to you now to start being able to fix it. Because as of right now, you guys are all insane. Exactly what the clinical version says. You have one choice. You have one chance. And you are the luckiest being on this planet, because you literally have higher odds of winning the lottery than becoming a human being. Literally. And you need to be grateful for that. And we're here to make it so that in this fucked up world that was been given to us to make a difference in your life, in whatever it is. And if I've inspired you to do something and step out of your comfort zone and become a photographer, or, go out and join a program or whatever it is, I'm very, very happy for you. Because it's not about money. Because if people know me, like me, and trust me, the money's going to come. I will be a millionaire no matter what. Remember that. When was the last book that fucking Oprah Winfrey waved up in front of people and said, hey, I read this book, that didn't become the #1 bestseller? Why? Because she inspires people, because she actually actively tries to make a difference in people's lives. And then because they know, they like her, and trust her, when she waves that book, they all buy it. And it's because she cares about people. Just like I do, just like Caitlin does, just like Thomas does, and just like everybody else at here. And if you come into this program and all you focus on money, I will literally remove you so fast your head will fucking spin, because I know where that comes from. It comes from a place of greed. And if you come from a place of greed, then you come from a place of deceit. And that means that you're willing to do whatever it takes to make money and stomp on people. And that's not reality. I'm not interested in corporate America. I'm not interested in a fucking politician. I'm not interested in power. Because when you inspire change, when you inspire the difference in the world, then all the other stuff seems to fall apart. It's gone. It doesn't exist. Because when you come from a place of love, there is no room for hate. So the program, normally I go into a bunch of slides and stuff like that about all the other stuff. It's lifetime, guys. You can learn about all of it. Every single piece of it. So anyways, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Love you all. Hopefully you've made an impact in your life in one way, shape, or form. Bye.